Hello everyone and welcome to the full moon and energy alignment update for July 2018. We're looking at the full moon that's happening on July 27th. So here in Australia in the Southern Hemisphere, July 27th is going to be a most amazing full moon and total lunar eclipse. And I really wanted to bring this update to you today because there is so much going on. We have eclipse season, we have the standard full moon tomorrow night, but with the longest eclipse that we've seen in 120 years. There are phenomenal, extraordinary alignments with the planets that are going on at the moment. We've just had the winter solstice down here in the Southern Hemisphere, which has very different impact to the summer solstice that everyone's experienced in the Northern Hemisphere. And we've also just had an eclipse with the new moon. So we're in an eclipse season. We've had 2 weeks ago, I think it was around the 15th of July, we had this partial solar eclipse. Tomorrow night we've got the longest lunar eclipse, and in a couple of weeks' time we've got another eclipse happening. So there's a lot going on. And for some people, it's business as usual. You know, there are a lot of people that are not affected by this or don't acknowledge that they're affected by anything to do with the energies, and great for them. Just as in nature, there are trees that have leaves all year round, animals that operate all year round. And there are also some of us that are more like the trees that lose their leaves and the bears that hibernate. There are some of us who are very, very sensitive to seasonal, astrological and lunar cycles, and this video is kind of for you. If you've been experiencing, if you are sensitive, you will have been experiencing some really full-on things in the last few weeks, and I wanted to bring this update as a bit of reassurance. I know a few of you have reached out to me personally and shared that there are a lot of struggles going on right now. And I realized when I started responding to everybody individually, it was definitely time to do a group update for you. Just because sometimes when you're struggling with the energy, in a world that we live in today where everyone's just about hustle and harden up and push through and get on with it and very that overtly masculine energy, when we're experiencing the symptoms of the very feminine lunar energy and the astrological alignments, it can become something that we judge ourselves for. It can become something that we get very hard on ourselves for, which actually make the symptoms worse, not better. So, you know, it may be anything. Maybe in the last few weeks you've been experiencing some real heavy lethargic feelings like lethargy, or just that feeling of exhaustion, like your batteries are really drained. I liken it to energetically right now. You know when your phone is looking for Wi-Fi and it can't find any because maybe you're in the country or you're moving between towers, and it's searching and searching and searching the whole time, and it drains your battery really fast. That's what's going on for us energetically right now as well. So it's really important to be very aware. I said to my mum the other day, I'm not lazy, I'm just solar powered, and it's winter, so there's not enough sun to go around at the moment. So you may be experiencing something like that. What else is going on though is a lot of old things being revisited. I just realized I've got a beautiful sun line, so the sun's here for us today. You may be experiencing a lot of old things being revisited. So for some of my clients, there's this real sense of, I thought I dealt with that. I thought I'd made progress on that, and then here it all comes back up to the surface again. There's a real sense of just crap coming up, and for some of you may have read my new moon post the other day, where we had a super new moon on the 15th, around the 15th of July, and the super new moon means it's very close. I think it's very close to the earth. Anyway, what it did was it dropped the tides. We had massive low tide, way lower than usual. It was very, very low. Just this way that the full moons can bring the king tides, the super new moons can bring massive low tides, and so much rubbish was exposed in our river system. You could see it all come to the top. And what it's done for us in our internal is it's brought everything up. I actually couldn't even bring myself to do a video, so I apologize. But all of my own stuff was coming up. Every fear I've ever had, every doubt. And it was being reflected. So many people were reaching out and saying the same things. And it's not that they weren't always there. The rubbish was always in the river. But when the water level was so low, then it was finally exposed. Now, at the same time, all of the incredible gold was coming up. It's bringing into alignment all the wonderful things about ourselves as well. So what's been beautiful is through this season, many of my clients have also been having incredible breakthroughs, really cleaning out heart walls and trapped emotions from generations, and massive, massive breakthroughs. But first we had to get to a real resistance level and face some awful, awful things about ourselves, some real toxic shame things about ourselves that would then allow us, once we faced them, so once the river went down and we could see the rubbish and we faced that there was rubbish there, we could clean it out. And what we're left with is this beautiful silt. It's the most fertile part of the river when the water comes down. It's all the mineralized content, and it's the same in our bodies. When we clean out all that trapped emotion, what we're left with is our pure energy. So maybe a whole bunch of stuff's been coming up for you. Maybe you might have a sense of things falling apart. Whether that's physically, I've had some teeth symptoms, and a few other people have had like physical weird things going wrong with their body. Maybe it's physical, your home or your car might have broken down. There could be a sense of just things falling apart at the moment. And anything that's falling apart, it's something that's clearing away. So what I've noticed is that the only things that seem to be falling apart or going wrong at the moment are things that are not aligned with our highest good and our highest intention and purpose for our life. And this is the flip side of the energy that's going on. So either you haven't yet dealt with everything, and some shit's coming up to deal with. It's things that have been buried and just I'll ignore it and hope it'll go away, is all coming up to the surface now to be dealt with. And it's a wonderful opportunity because it is being exposed whether you like it or not. And it's what you do with it as it's exposed that is very, very therapeutic and transformational, or detrimental to your long-term cycles, okay? So use this time really well. Face it to fix it is what I say. Because on the flip side, when we are in eclipses, an eclipse is like a portal. So the sun and the moon and earth are all in a certain alignment. So whether the moon is between the sun and earth, or the earth is between the moon and the sun, so depending on whether it's a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, what's going on is spiritually and energetically, it actually brings us into very close alignment with our highest self. So spiritually right now, particularly with the full moon eclipse, the lunar eclipse that's going on tomorrow night, this is a very internal journey. It's a very feminine energy when it's a lunar eclipse. The window behind me, since we've moved into this apartment, that is where the full moon rises, and it has been the most extraordinary thing to witness all year that I've been living here, and I've watched, I think, 6 full moons now rise directly there. It is beautiful. I've loved it, and it's been a very internal journey for me this year with all the lunar energy that's going on, and I know it's the same for many of my clients. So the great thing about that is, as we're clearing out all the trapped emotions and all the trapped clutter and all the toxic shame that's coming to the surface, the things that we are ashamed to admit, and so we've buried them, they're now coming up. And if we have the courage to clear them out, then what we are left with is the clean alignment of our heart's true purpose. We have a unique opportunity right now at the moment. So full moon energy, remember, is the best time to clean stuff out. It's for cutting off debris. It's for With the Farmer's Almanac, it's the time for chopping things down and pulling out stumps, because the water level rises and the ground's it's a lot looser. It's a lot easier to remove stumps in a full moon. There's lots of farmer stuff in some of my older videos as well. And what that means for us is everything is up at the surface. It's very turbulent, which means it's easy to just keep it, it's already turbulent, so just throw it out. Just get rid of it, let it go. So lots of clearing stuff. It might be not something you can do for yourself, or it could be something that's worth having a conversation. If you're struggling with it, just have a conversation with myself or a coach, something to really help you get some energy clearing. Just let the trapped emotions go, because what you'll be left with is this pure connection with your highest intention, your heart's true purpose, what you are here on earth to do. So if you can use the lunar eclipse lasts for about an hour, and check on, I'll put some links below, check if you can see it. Not every country can see it. We will have a unique opportunity here in some parts of Australia to actually witness it, and it'll be blood red. It'll be amazing. So worth finding the times and setting an alarm for, and then doing some rituals to let go some stuff, but not just in that hour. That hour is when we can really appreciate, maybe do some meditation, really sit and connect and listen to what's coming up from your heart. And then as we move forward into the next cycle, into the new moon, where we're beginning again to plant seeds, because you'll be left, if you can clean out the clutter, the crap, you'll be left with the most fertile ground to plant seeds for your compelling future. And this is definitely the time to make changes. Okay, it's very much, I'm just checking what else is going on. There's over the next, with the full moon energy tomorrow, and then we're actually going into some other retrogrades, and there's some other planetary alignments. You would have seen some beautiful, amazing bright stars. You would have been able to see Venus and Mars and some things in perfect alignment recently. The energy at the moment is about transforming and letting go. It may not have a lot of momentum yet. Especially next week, we're going into a Mercury retrograde, I think, which is the one where all communication, any communication that can go wrong will go wrong, generally, in a Mercury retrograde. So be very mindful. This may, today, tomorrow, the next couple of days, may not be about momentum. It may actually be about sitting very still and observing and connecting within that portal. But then as we move into the next 2 weeks and beyond, and especially by the next full moon in August, there's going to be some beautiful things happening. As we move into that, we are going to be planting some seeds to really build the momentum. So taking the time to face anything that's holding us back from our true purpose, accepting it and releasing it, forgiving ourselves, forgiving others, doing some really, maybe even some physical decluttering. I've been shredding paperwork. I've loved it. I really feel like, getting to the bottom of boxes of old tax stuff that's no longer necessary, cleaning out old mementos and memories that actually don't bring joy, so don't keep them. Really pick up everything. There's a KonMari method for decluttering, which is pick up everything and hold it in your hand. If it feels like joy, keep it. If it doesn't, ditch it. And it's so simple, but it's so powerful, because what we have access to, when we are listening to that true alignment, we will be able to experience moments of joy. And when we can experience moments of joy in the moment, then we will have sustained. If we can find that experience, that feeling, and then keep acting on things that feel that way, we will know we are following our purpose, and that will continue to bring us into synchronicities, into alignments. Energetically, it's going to lift us and build momentum faster and faster as well. So definitely, it's the time of inspired action right now, very much. So in the next few days, you may be inspired to sleep. Please do it. Not with guilt and I should be doing other stuff. Just say no and pull the doona over your head. If you can rest, please do. For those of you who are ready to hear the very spiritual level of this, there is a lot of healing going on unconsciously. There are a lot of DNA upgrades going on. For many of us, when our physical bodies sleep, our souls don't. Our souls go home, or they go to Mount Shasta where the crystal healing beds are, or they go up to the higher realms where there's a lot of healing centers, and they connect and they heal. All physical healing happens while we are asleep. So that's, through winter, as I said, trees will lose their leaves. If you are inspired to rest, rest. Guilt-free, just rest. Have a magnesium bath. Make sure you're getting your mineral uptake really happening. Super dosing in vitamin C. Check in, maybe go and get some blood tests and see if you're lacking any minerals or vitamins or any of those deficiencies, and replenish those at the moment. And then allow your body to tell you what it needs. If you're getting cravings for certain foods, it's check the mineral content of those foods. So if you're getting craving for hot chips, for example, it could be that you're depleted in salts, and maybe it's time for some more magnesium or just some pink salts in your water. Really be listening to your body. Inspired action is what this time is about. You may be inspired to declutter. Pick up things and do the KonMari Joy method. You may be inspired to move your body, so through exercise, or you may be inspired to move yourself. And I'll tell you a bit more about my inspiration in a moment. And what's very important is, as you get inspired to take action, make sure you then follow through. So I know a lot of people I work with are in business as well, and business has this very hustle, get it done, do it now, get it done right, push, push, push energy. And there is also a way of being very, very successful through breathing and pausing and waiting until you're inspired. So if you've got to write some content, or you've got to write an article, or you've got to write an email, practice getting yourself into an amazing state and then write it. Or if you've got to, phone some clients, you've got to do some stuff, you've got to take action in your business, know that you have to do it. So make a decision that you have to do it, and then do the things that bring you joy until it flows. And I guarantee if you make the decision to do it, you're going to do it, then you allow yourself to do things that bring you joy. Even that's if it's having a cup of tea in your favorite teapot, or reading a book, or walking the dog. I spend so much time with Daisy, just connecting with nature, getting out there and grounding, experiencing the sunshine, powering up, using the solar power to get energized. Then I'm so inspired when it comes to writing. I'm creating a whole bunch of content, a whole bunch of programs, not through pushing, but through waiting and just pausing and breathing and then allowing. But it's so important to then follow through. So as soon as you feel that inspiration, follow through. If you feel the inspiration to rest, rest. If you feel the inspiration to move, move. If you feel the inspiration to create, create. Don't do the, I should wait until. If you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning right now, there's a lot going on spiritually that is waking us up. And we are waking up because we are connected. It's an incredibly powerful time to be connected to your higher self. So inspired creativity can happen a lot at 3 a.m. right now. We're getting downloads, we're getting messages, we're getting upgrades going on physically. So you may wake up and be like, right, I'm wide awake. I've got to write that email. I've got to create that program. I've got to answer that question for my clients. I've got to do all these things. Do them in the moment of inspiration. Don't force yourself to go back to sleep because it's just 3 a.m. in the morning. So listen to the inspired action and then follow through with that inspired action. And some of the things it might be inspiring you to do are just little things. It might just be inspiring you to move certain things in your home, or call that person and go and have a coffee, or update this thing in your business or your website or whatever you happen to be doing. Or just spend that time with your children, with your loved ones. So it's about really focusing on things that bring you joy and connection. Or you may be inspired to do some really big things. Sorry, we got disconnected. So really make the most of this time. Experience and embrace the experience of this full moon energy to allow you to continue cleaning out and letting go. Rest when you need to. Take inspired action. Really allow yourself to listen to yourself, connecting with your higher self. It's your soul, your God source, whatever that is just the biggest part of you, above you, that's sitting there overseeing it all. And it has a better perspective because it's higher. It can see all the pieces of the puzzle. So it's going to guide you in the right direction if you listen. So really allow yourself to listen, take inspired action, and follow through. Follow through. It is no more time for suppressing old stuff. Have the conversations that need to be had. Send the emails that need to be sent. Shred the paperwork that needs to be shredded. And if it inspires you to move, to let things go, just trust that they are all for the right reasons. If you are doing it from a space of inspired love, everything and everyone will be okay. No more suppressing. I know as well this period can be very energetically stressful, can be very physically stressful. There's a lot going on, and as always, we're going into the full moon crazy energy for the people that are affected but don't appreciate the effect and don't respect the effect it has on their bodies. It can send everyone a little bit crazy right now. So just be extra mindful with your partners, be extra mindful with people in your life that some people that are not doing the work don't necessarily have a lot of control over what's coming out and being expressed. So given that you are watching these videos, you have more awareness, which gives you more choice and more flexibility. Count to 10. Really consider, does it need to be said this week? And some things do. Some things really, really do need to be said, and trust that it will be okay. Some things maybe don't. So sometimes it's just emotional expression, and the anger or the sadness or the frustration may come up just to warn you that something's going on. But then it's more about just breathe that out somewhere else and just express what needs to be said, but not all the energetic emotion behind it. And I'm going to do another video on that later. And I recorded a kind of a reducing stress, reclaiming your calm audio, a hypnosis guided meditation a few years ago. And I thought it would be really relevant right now. So if you want a copy of that, I've made it available for free. So if you want a copy of just something, it's only 20 minutes. It's something that is really valuable, very useful if you're having a peak stress period, just something to give you a bit more choice and control. Rather than reacting, maybe just take 20 minutes, go lock yourself in the car, lock yourself in your bedroom, don't drive, don't operate heavy machinery. But just maybe have a listen and gain a bit more control back before you start to express and communicate. There's lots of cleaning out energy in there as well. So if you want a copy, I'll put the link down below. Just jump on. It's completely free, my gift to you, just to help through the next few weeks of crazy stress and energy that's going on at the moment. So I trust that's valuable. For those of you who know me well and are part of my We Are the Lightworkers group, there's a special extended edition of this video where I'm going to be sharing a few more very exciting to me things that are going on for myself and for Spirit Child Journey and this entire Lightworker movement and Starseed movement over the next coming months. Lots of transition going on, so make sure you jump over there and check out the full extended video for those of you who know me. If you're not part of that group yet, let me know, and I will make sure to invite you in as well if you want to keep up with some of the more personal things that are going on for myself and my beautiful family. So until we speak again, please respect the energies that are going on and really trust that whatever you are inspired to do right now is what is best for your highest good. And if it's best for your highest good, it's generally the best thing for others and the greater good. Okay, so trust if it's coming from your heart. If you need help, please reach out. Please, please, please reach out. There are some really simple techniques that we can do now to help to shift trapped energies and trapped emotions. So reach out if you need a bit of extra guidance, or just take the time to do some of the full moon rituals, which I'll link down below as well. I trust this has helped you, reassure you that you're not alone. If you're crazy, we are all crazy, and I trust this gives you a little bit of inspiration of how to handle the next few days and weeks through the eclipse season. I look forward to connecting with you all very, very soon. Much love. Bye for now. So, I wanted to share a few things with you. For those of you who know me, for those of you who don't, feel free to sign off now and go about enjoying the full moon energy. For those of you who do, I wanted to let you know about some inspired action that we are going to be taking. Now, everything I've done in my business, in my career, in so many of my decisions for most of my adult life have been with one very clear goal in mind, and that is that I wanted to hit the road. I've always wanted to buy a van and just travel. Just me and my children, or my husband, or my puppy, or whoever's with me at the time, hit the road and travel around Australia and really get back to nature. And this month we've been inspired, and we've been very fortunate. Everything has come into divine timing alignment, complete with all the chaos. I've had the Tower cards, I've had some crazy chaos going on as well. Lots of things have fallen apart in the last 6 to 12 months to allow the most perfect opportunity to fall together. And so I'm very excited that Daisy and I are going to be heading to WA with the long-term view that the three of us are going to actually buy our van, and by this time next year we will be on the road and have everything completely traveling around and moving and be doing all these videos back in nature. And it's really exciting for me because for the longest time, I'm at the end of a 7-year cycle. So we all have 7-year spiritual cycles, and those are kind of developmental cycles. So what you'll feel is a beginning energy, and then you'll experience all of the great things that happen. And if you look back on your life, there are all these that, we talk about the 7-year itch. There are 7-year cycles, and I'm approaching my 35th next month on the 16th, so right in new moon time, the next eclipse. And energetically, it's the end of a cycle, and it's amazing. I've had Saturn in the wrong place, I've had all this chaotic energy, and it's been phenomenal because it's helped me to really dig up, like the full moon turbulence, it's helped me to really dig up any of the blockages and release them, so that I'm completely aligned in my purpose and my mission, which is all about star seeds. It's all about this real integration of spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical. It's a mission of healing. For many years, I've suppressed this spiritual side of me. I've been too afraid to share it, fear of judgment and fear of, getting it wrong or thinking I was just crazy. Now I realize I am, but it's okay because so are a lot of us. And what I've realized more than my own fear is I've had a unique privilege in the last 12 months has been building in momentum. Since I started Spirit Child Journey, I've had the unique experience of being able to connect with so many of you who get me and also are slightly behind me in the journey. And I've realized, I've always known that part of my purposes was to be a bridge, and it was to be a bridge between the very masculine driven, got to get stuff and got to have the material things world. Not that there's anything wrong with material things. I love them. But I was also, there's a very spiritual nature, collaboration, just all I need is sunshine and love and my family and nature and things that I can grow for myself. And there's this real split between the two, this very spiritual world and this very material world. And I've always known I've somehow been able to navigate the two of them very easily for a long time. And now it is about expressing that and really being able to be here for you and hopefully bridge the two worlds together, where we can focus on integrating. We can actually have real choice, not just to reject one because we need to be in the other, or reject. So for a long time I rejected the spiritual world because it didn't fit with what I should be doing, the career I should have, and what I should be talking about at work. And then I know many people who have the other side, where they embrace the full spiritual world, but they reject money, and they reject the material things, and they reject, you know, any sort of action. And I'm really here to be a bit of a bridge for people, and I'm wanting to bring this message forward. I've also had some incredible experiences with clients recently through some of our deep unconscious work in clearing out generational cycles, releasing heart walls, like, which are trapped emotions. It's from the Emotion Code by, I can't remember his name, Brendan, I think. I'll type it down below, but search for the Emotion Code. It's extraordinary. And since I've started doing this work with clients, sometimes in the literal way with the magnet, and it's all kind of weird, and sometimes in more of an integration with the deep hypnotic work that I do, the results are extraordinary. Then it's a really beautiful gift. I'm also bringing a lot of quantum healing hypnosis techniques, which is the work of Dolores Cannon, and starting to see a lot of commonalities between why my clients are here. So some of the challenges and feeling disconnected. So yes, so I am honoring, I've been building in this mission. For some of you who've been following me with Spirit Child Journey, wearethelightworkers.com.au, and this YouTube video, I am finally ready to integrate it into my surface personality and really allow this side of myself to be seen. And I'm doing this as my next step forward because I know so many of you are looking for that inspiration to have the courage to do the same. So I will always, my commitment is to always endeavor to stay at least one step ahead of you and share everything I'm learning. I'm turning everything that I'm doing into online programs. So if ever there's something that I'm doing and you think, oh, I need to know how to do that, creating a health one at the moment. I'm creating as well this really cool one called Life Transformation Project, and I'll let you know when it's available, because it's all about the inner strength and the outer beauty. And for me, it's going to be just my journey over the next 12 weeks especially. I'm going to be documenting and recording. So what's actually happening is we are moving to Mum and Dad's farm for a little while because I'm doing some work with them. They've got beautiful honey. Dad's got bees, and I'm going to be going there for a couple of months to learn. I'm living in the caravan, not quite ready to handle moving into the house yet. So a couple of months we're going to be completely in nature, small town, but 5 acres. I'm considering it the farm after living in South Bank for so long. So I'm going to learn everything about beekeeping and honey and making candles with the incredible beeswax. Mum's doing some beautiful beeswax wraps, so we're going to be getting that side of the business up and running. I'm also getting back into actually gardening and nature. Dad's got some aquaponics systems, so fish farming and real sustainable farming, and learning about medicines, food medicines, nutritional medicines. I'm also so excited because I'll be able to see the sky properly and the stars. So I'm going to be digging a lot deeper into all of the astrology understanding. So I'll be digging into astrology, energy, numerology. I'm just going to be, I'll be sharing everything that I learn because I will actually be able to see the stars. So when I'm doing these updates, they're going to get more and more technical, I assume, but more than just giving you the technical, I'm actually going to teach some of the things that I wish I was able to learn, and I'll put it all together and share it with all of you as well. And then the plan is, so some of you know, we've had to stay in one place for a long time because of Aaron's health. So hopefully the next few months we'll give him a chance to get well and strong and healthy and have some health recovery as well, so that by this time next year We are going tiny. I'm literally downsizing again, shredding everything again. And our plan is that we will be in a very, very, very small camper van for at least the next 12 months. So sometime probably end of summer, we'll be getting a van and we're going to hit the road. So for those of you who are all over Australia, we are coming for you. Hopefully it'll be the three of us. We are going to pack up, and my plan is to not need to be in one location for the next 3 years. I've got amazing retreats planned. I've got workshops and so many things that I'm ready to do. I'm literally, they're all written. They're all sitting here waiting to go. We're just getting a few more of these foundation pieces in place so that we can have a bit of a home base, and park up the van and fly to Bali to run a retreat. Have Daisy cared for by family. Mum and Dad kept trying to steal her when they were here last time, so she's going to love living on the farm for a while, and just really lots of sunshine, fresh air and nature, with a big focus on everything I'm going through. I am turning into all these programs for you guys to not like it's this is not about you guys buying a whole bunch of programs, because they're all going to be like $29 up to $297. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm doing online, but my commitment to you was to always be an inspiration. It's my number one value, and number two is to transfer knowledge. So everything I'm doing is to my mission is to, in the van, be giving everyone inspiration that they can choose, that we don't need all of the stuff, and it's okay to have it if we want to, that we don't need the material things, but gee, they can make life a whole bunch of fun. It's really connecting, because when we open our heart and we follow our purpose, abundance and wealth just follows. If you haven't read it yet, my post on Where's Our $10 Million, make sure you read that, because the energies right now are perfect to align you to that gold seam. And I'm going to have to record a video on gold seam money. I'm recording a money, law of attraction money video as well, so the program as well, and documenting it into a business program. So everything, my passion, I've had such a privilege to work with business owners over the last 12 months, and I'm loving it. My mission, my non-negotiable, is all my one-on-one coaching. I want to be with spiritually aligned business owners. I am sick of the only mentors being hustle, hustle, hustle. I want to show you guys that it's possible to do it from a place of inspired action, location independent, really having so much choice. The way that I'm setting it all up, I'm only going to need the internet once a week. I'll probably have it more, and I'll probably check in a lot more, but it's truly about the flexibility, and it's truly about choice, and it's about respecting and embracing the world we're moving into. For some of you, you know that I've been dabbling in cryptocurrencies for, since December last year, after being a gunner buy Bitcoin 10 years ago. And if I had, I'd already be a billionaire. Only going to have that regret once. And what that's done is it's really opened my eyes to what's going on for us globally, and very much about the rapid pace of transformation. There are a lot of things that we don't know, and I'll probably get very heavy in the conspiracy theories for a few months as well. I plan to get myself a pair of binoculars where you can see the UFOs. I am so excited. I'm going to keep that for this private group. And really just, I want to help you all come on the same journey in terms of awareness. You're not all here to be, I think there's light workers and light walkers. I think some of us are meant to just be the light and walk our path. So I know for some of you, your job is to be a leader. It's to be, in a completely different business to talking about astrology and the moon and, energy and aliens. So your job is to be this energy, know it for yourself, but bring it in a different way. And for others of us, our job is to share this actual message. So I know my job is to share the actual message. I've been ignoring it for a long time. I'm not ignoring it anymore. I'm here for you. So if you've got any questions that you've been dying to know about. I'm going to start inviting more people into this group. It's going to be very, very strict on culture. This is pure love energy, no judgment. Anyone who brings judgment, it's themselves, and it's something to be dealt with. But this group is all about safety. It's a safe place for us to connect and explore these concepts together. So if you've got a question about anything, maybe you're feeling some energetic stuff that's all a bit weird, and you want to know what's going on, and I haven't done a video yet, ask the question, reach out. If you're wanting to know more about astrology, if you're wanting to know more about tarot or oracle cards or mediumship, I've got amazing medium that I'm working with to create some programs as well. Crystal workers and Reiki healers, Reiki masters I'm working with to create some programs as well. So all of this world, the world of spirituality, the world of star seeds and light workers, and what does this all mean? I'm absolutely committed to being this for you now, and being this voice for you, and getting out there more and more and more to do that, and really bring it to how does this fit within business as well? Because I believe the best way to change the world, to change the system, is you've got to be part of the system to change it. So rejecting the material world that we have going on at the moment doesn't help, because then we just go, oh, that's just those woo-woo people over there, just ignore them because they all smell like incense. It's not useful. I keep getting cut off. Okay, I'm clearly talking too long. I'll wrap it up. So as of the end of August, I will be leaving Melbourne for good. I will be based permanently in Western Australia for the foreseeable future, hopefully for the rest of my life, based in Western Australia, but free to travel the world. So wherever you are, as of this time next year, let me know, because I'm going to come visit. If you're here in Melbourne, please let's catch up before I leave. I would love to see you guys, just whether we make a time to all connect together around my birthday, not just, I'm just going to put it out there, being a Leo, it's the 16th of August, just in case you wanted to remember that. 16th of August, wasn't going to be here, now going to be here. And then at the end, my beautiful dad, is going to drive all the way across the Nullarbor with a trailer, pack it up with me and Daisy. Aaron's going to move to a friend's place for a while to give him the best chance, and we are going to be driving west, so look out for those videos. We are driving through the next full moon. I am beside I'm here, and then I'm beside myself excited. That's how excited I am. So there's going to be lots of videos coming out as I start to travel, as I start to express this part of me, as I start to learn more. I'm going to be sharing it all with you guys. You'll hear it here first. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to be the next step for you. I know for some of you, you've moved away from family to find yourself. I did that nearly 11 years ago now. And I can finally safely say that I am not moving back home. I am moving forward to where I truly want to be. And that just happens to be in Western Australia with my family. And it is such an amazing experience. And I'm sure there are going to be hurdles. And I know that for so many of you, you're wanting to feel that same full circle energy where you have choice to live here in Australia, here in Melbourne, or wherever you are away from family, or whether you have choice to move back home. So I aim to be, I've got to be that next step for you. So I'm doing it. Yay. So yeah, I look forward to catching up with you before I go, or before we go, and I'll be back so many times. I plan to run workshops all over Australia. I'll be back as often as I can. I'll be creating trainings I've already created them, trainings for every state. We'll catch up, okay? So until we speak, hopefully we get to see each other before I go. Until we speak, bye for now. Take care of you, take care of others, and take care of the greater good. Much love.